Hello honeys, welcome and welcome again to this channel. If you're new here, my name is Sifa Katami, and today's discussion we are actually breaking from the cycles in our lives. Break. Yes, we're just breaking from these cycles. Breaking a cycle is not an easy process. It's not an easy journey. It's a whole dimension, it's a whole journey. It's something that I cannot do for you, but rather you have to do it for yourself. It's a place where you get vulnerable. It's a place where you don't just receive a soft landing. It's not a walk in the park. I will say breaking a cycle is the best treatment you can ever give yourself. And I will first define by what I understand by who a cycle breaker is. A cycle breaker is as a person who intentionally decides to let go of their patterns in becoming better individuals or becoming better versions of themselves. I'm saying this because in this discussion today, we're actually having a conversation on the ways that we can use to become, or ways that we can use to break from cycles. And I'll say cycles are diverse. Probably someone may be having a cycle of sleep. You want to become productive, but you find yourself always sleeping, always in your bed, always in that couch. Automatically, if you want to become productive, then you have to cut off some of these things in your lives. It might be probably a cycle of aligned time, finance, communication, and so much more. And I would say I'm majorly going to focus on the negative cycles in our lives that make us lag behind. Not saying that these are things that you can do, but rather things that I've done and things that have actually worked for me. So to begin the discussion, way number one that I would say is identifying the cycles in our lives. I feel like we cannot move forward if we don't know the cycles that we have in our lives. And I would say way back in high school, I struggled with self-doubt. It's something that I later came to realize that actually has affected me even to now. And I would say I used to judge myself harshly. I never believed in myself. I never believed in me. I never believed that I can do something. I never believed that I can change a life, or say just something positive or just something beneficial or important to someone. And it took me years and years. And I wouldn't say that I'm out of it. I'm a work in progress. And trust me, I'm way better where I am. And it took me by recognizing what is this cycle that is making me, and I realized, hey man, that is holding me down, and realize it's self-doubt. I will do something and I will not believe in it. I will feel like, no, I can't even post this video because I just feel like, no, it's not me. I can't be talking about this now. This is not me. And trust me, the moment I decided to believe in myself, the moment I decided to appreciate myself, the moment I decided to charge myself up, that was when I would say it was my wake-up call. Which brings me to point number two. Basically, it's letting go of the past and redefining ourselves. Most times, I will say our judgment has been clouded because we have given other people to define who we are. We have decided to amplify the voice of other people in our rooms, to take the spaces in our rooms, and rather amplifying our own voice, we have given it to other people. And I can say this, the moment we do that, we get stuck. We never become the better versions of ourselves because we have belittled ourselves, we have undermined ourselves. So until we break free from that, we can never go forward. I would say it's best when we leave our old self and pick up and become a new wineskin. Even in Mark 2:21 and 22, it says, 21 talks of, we cannot sew a new patch on an old garment, because when you do it, it actually wears off, the old garment wears off. The same thing which says again in now Mark 22 that you cannot pour a new wine to an old wineskin, because once we do that, it will burst out. And therefore, when the old wineskin bursts out, we lose the new wine and we also lose the wineskin. My point is, we cannot carry our old self for us to become a new people or a new creature. We need to let go first of the old and then redefine ourselves in the new dimensions that we are in. The moment we give room, the moment we allow people to define us from their past perspective, because sad be it, people are going to define us based on how they know us in our past before they define us on how they know us in the present. So basically, it's we deciding this was my old me, but right now I'm a new wineskin. To point number 3, and I will say it's becoming vulnerable. I know vulnerability is not an easy place for just someone to say, hey, I will be, and I feel like we can choose who to become vulnerable to. It can be your family, it can be your friends, it can be your therapist, the one you decide. And personally for me, in walking this journey of self-doubt, I'll say I decided to open up to my friend. And I remember there are days where I would post a video and I will actually not just believe that this is me. I would doubt myself. I would judge myself harshly. And I remember a point where I just rushed to her and I told her, hey, I feel like this thing is killing me. This thing is making me to lag behind. Because trust me, cycles can either pace you up or slow you down. And she told me, hey, this is how you define yourself, this is how you see you, but this is how I see you. Because most times, people who are outside, they see us better than how we see ourselves. And trust me, as much as it was not a soft landing, as much as it was not easy for me, but me becoming vulnerable, me accepting this is something I'm struggling with, this is something that is eating me up, and allowing her to become truthful and allowing her to help me walk this journey, I would say I'm in a better space. Point number 4, I will talk of becoming truthful to ourselves no matter what. And me becoming truthful, I would say, is having those thought-provoking questions, asking ourselves those questions. Hey, you are saying you want to become productive, yet you're sleeping. Do you think you're doing the right thing? You're talking about this, you have said you're doing this, but actually, do you think this is the right procedure? Do you think this is the right take? Do you think this is the right direction? And by me having those thought-provoking discussions or questions in my life, I feel like it amplifies me. It becomes like a key, it becomes like an ignition to help me head to the right direction. Lastly, I will talk of forgiveness. Forgiveness sums up the whole discussion. And I will say most times we feel like if we forgive other people, we are doing it for them and not for us. And I will say no, not really. Forgiveness is actually for us. It is for our own sake. It's for our own peace. I would say if you're waiting for people to come and apologize to us, high chances it will never work. But the moment you do that and say, hey, I'm going to forgive this individual, it's you to choose how you want to forgive them. Do you want to walk to them? Do you want to text them? Do you want to call them and tell them, hey, I have forgiven you? Or you can as well do it silently, just forgive them and move on. Because I feel the moment we forgive these people, we actually become light, we become lighter, that is the word, we become at peace. It's like we have gotten this space of freedom, and it comes also by we forgiving ourselves. Okay? And I feel like let us not wait for someone to come and ask for forgiveness. We just forgive them, but do it at the right time. Do it when you are ready, because the moment you rush, you might rush and it might not be beneficial to you. But the moment you take your time, heal, and then decide it's time to let go, I think it's the best treatment that you can ever give to yourself. And that sums my discussion today. Kindly subscribe, leave a comment. What are these cycles that you're breaking from? How has your journey been when you have been breaking these cycles of your life? So guys, we shall catch up later. Asante sana. Goodbye.